Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Amit Heri, and I'll be teaching a Vinyasa yoga class today. We're about to start, just a little bit time, a few seconds. And the focus is going to be on some simple back bends. I'm keeping the class simple because it is an online class and I'm not sure who actually will be participating. So I want to try and keep it a little simple and accessible to people. I will be giving you some alternate modifications if something is challenging. Also, you're welcome to use any props in the practice, even if I don't instruct with them or if I'm not using them while I do the practice and instruct. But yeah, if that's something that you use, especially those of you who practice like more Iyengar yoga, then props are always helpful. It helps to release any strain in the physical body as well as in the emotional body. So you're welcome to do that. Okay, so let's begin. And let's begin in a comfortable seated posture. You can sit on a bolster if that's what you usually do. I'm not going to use one. I'm just going to sit on the floor, but that's because my hips are a little more open. As you can see, my knees go down to the floor, which is why I don't really need it. Because when the knees are down, it's okay for the low back. The low back can extend, but if your knees are up, it puts a little bit of strain on the low back, and the low back begins to round. In which case, it's better to sit on a bolster because the elevation can give you some freedom in the low back. Okay. Okay. So once you're seated in a comfortable posture, I like to bring the knees in a little bit, whichever variation you're in, and flex the feet a little bit. Place my hands on the roots of my thighs and relaxing the hip joint. I'm going to gently push down on my thighs, on my thigh bones, to bring the knees closer to the floor. Then lift the sternum up and take my shoulders back, elbows towards each other behind. Then place your hands next to your hips on the floor. And once again, lift the sternum up. And this time, once you take your shoulders back and elbows towards each other, you use your hands on the floor to help you keep the spine lengthening. Place your head neutrally over your spine and chin slightly down, holding your body with your actions. Just stay here for a few breaths, scanning your body with your awareness, noticing any areas that could be tight or where you feel some kind of constriction or contraction or pain even. Just bring it to your awareness. I'll try to keep everything as it is, especially don't let the sternum drop. Bring your hands to your thighs, palms facing up. And once again, lengthen the sternum up. You'll hear me saying that a lot. That's a very important action in the yoga practice. When you lift the sternum, it helps to not only extend the spine, but more importantly, it helps to open the hip joint, which is the primary purpose of the physical practice of yoga. Sternum up, shoulders back, drop your shoulder blades down, elbows towards the torso. And staying here, close your eyes, please. And from connecting with the physical body, let's connect and relax the nervous system by releasing your throat. Soften the skin on your face, your forehead, and your cheeks. And rest your eyes. Stay there for a few breaths. And bring your hands to Namaste. Lift your sternum up. Interlock your fingers in front. Keep your elbows bent slightly. Take your shoulders back. Drop your shoulder blades down. And straighten your arms. Keep the collarbones widening as you take your hands above your head. And lengthen. Use the action of your arms to help you lengthen your spine. Not only in the front, but also in the sides. By lifting the sides of the torso. And also in the back body by lifting the lowest back rib in the back body. So lengthen all sides of the spine. Good, and release, please. We're going to do a few warm-ups in cat-cow. So come to tabletop on your hands and knees. And make sure that the wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in one line, and the knees and hips are in one line. Okay. Untuck the toes behind you so the tops of your feet are on the floor, and spread the skin of your palms and your fingers so you have a nice surface at the base of your hands. We're going to do a few cat-cows. So start with exhaling and round your spine. Gaze at your navel. Inhale, take your chest through, look at the wall in front, lift your sit bones up and press the tops of your feet on the floor. Exhale, round the spine, look at your navel. Inhale, chest through, look at the wall in front, lift your sit bones up. 3 more times. Exhale to cat with the spine round. Inhale to cow with the spine arched. 2 more times. Exhale. Round the spine, look at your navel. Inhale. Take the chest through. Look at the wall in front. Exhale 1 more time. Round and cow. Sorry, in cat. Inhale. Arch the spine in cow. And then come back to neutral. Bring the spine back to neutral. Now you're going to go into child's pose with your hands in front. So keep your hands there, move your knees back, join your big toes, the inner necks of the big toes, take your knees apart, wider, and then begin to sit back, try to take your hips to your heels. And look at your hands, your arms should be in like downward dog arms, which means the palms, the skin of the palms are spreading on the floor, and your elbows are lifted off the floor. Lengthen the sternum forward, look forward, and then release your forehead to the floor. You may have to slide your hands slightly forward, but make sure that your arms are active, which means that the roots of the fingers, especially the index finger, is grounded on the floor. And lift your elbows off the floor, straighten your arms, do an outer rotation of your upper arms to widen your collarbones, then push down your palms slightly to take your hips to your heels, and stay here. This is a little more active version of child's pose, and it helps you to prep for downward dog by energizing the arms and relaxing and opening the hip joint. Holding your body with your actions, count a minimum of 5 breaths. Now keep your hips where they are, head where it is, and take your hands back, wrists close outside your feet. Release the elbows to the floor. Relax your shoulders towards your ears. And this is a little more relaxed version of child's pose. And while you rest here, become aware of the 12 major joints in your body and suggest for them to relax, starting with your ankles. Relax your knees. Relax your hips towards your heels. Release your wrists and elbows. Soften your shoulders. And also relax your torso towards the floor. And observe your breath as you breathe naturally here for a minimum of 5 breaths. Good. And inhale. Lift your torso up, please. Come back up. And we're going into puppy dog, which is, again, it's a prep for downward dog. So start in tabletop again. This time, make sure that the skin of your palms are spreading. You can do this by leaning back slightly and lift your fingers and palms off the floor. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but my fingers are up and my palms are not touching. I'm just on my wrists. And then energize your fingers, take them apart, separate them from each other, and energize them to stretch the skin on your palms. And then bring your palms down, bring your fingers down. Try to keep the index finger pointing straight forward and the other fingers to the side of it. Let there be a little space between each of the fingers, and bring your shoulders in line with your wrists and elbows. And before you go to downward dog, I want you to make sure that you ground the index finger side of your palm, the root of the index finger, let it drop. Yeah. And sorry, we're not going to downward dog, we're going to puppy dog, Tadasana. So keep your hands where they are. Now begin to walk your knees back. Let the knees be hip distance apart. Walk your knees back. And as the knees go back, take your hips back as well. You're going to keep your hips in line with your knees. So don't take the hips back beyond the knees or in front of the knees. Just keep them in line and begin to drop your forehead to the floor. Look at your hands as you relax the hip joint and bring the forehead to the floor. And just like you did in the active version of child's pose, the arms here are active. Make sure that the roots of your index finger and all the other fingers as well, the roots of all the other fingers are in contact with the floor. Relax the root of the thumb as well. And lifting the elbows off the floor, straighten your arms, do an outer rotation of the upper arms without losing the contact of the root of the index finger. Widen the collarbones and take the shoulder blades up your back. This is a prep for downward dog. Stay here for a minimum of 5 breaths. And to come to downward dog, lift your head up, tuck your toes under, look at your hands, maintain that same weight distribution in your palms and the action in your hands, and lift your knees up. Continue to look at your hands, keep your knees bent a little bit, and pushing down with your hands, move the energy up your spine, lift your sit bones up and back, and then drop your head and begin to straighten your legs in your mount. Bend your knees again, lift your hips back and up, look forward, inhale here, exhale, release your head and straighten the legs. 2, 3 more, inhale, bend your knees, hips back and up, look forward, exhale, straighten your legs, release your head. 3, 2 more, inhale, bend and lengthen, exhale, release the head and straighten your legs. 4, last time, inhale, lengthen your spine, exhale, straighten the legs and lengthen the back of the legs. Stay here, please, for 5 breaths. And step your legs forward and coming to half standing. Look at the wall in front to extend your spine. Then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift your torso up. Exhale, release your hands in mountain pose, relaxed version of mountain pose. Okay. You're going to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. So classical posture is with the big toes touching, heels slightly apart, or you can also keep your feet hip distance apart. But make sure that the heels are moving out slightly so that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. This is important so that there's an articulation in the hips and the sacrum opens a bit if the feet are placed in that way. Otherwise, the sacrum jams, which is not good for the low back. Okay. Now, just as we spread the skin of our palms in our hands in downward dog, because that was foundation. In mountain pose, the feet are the foundation. So lift the front of one foot up, just like you did with your hands. Come to your heel and stretch the skin at the base of your foot and then release the foot down. Do it for the other foot as well. Release it. And now bend your knees slightly. Lift all your toes up and push down on your big toe mounds in the center of your heels. Begin to straighten your knees. Activate your thighs to lift the kneecaps up, to lengthen the legs. Lift your sternum up to lengthen the spine. Take your shoulders back. Straighten your arms to the side, palms facing forward. And drop your shoulder blades by doing an outer rotation of your upper arms. Now, all your toes are up. If possible, release just the big toes and the little toes on the floor and lift the 3 middle toes up. That may not come easily, but at least just try. And then activate your thighs, spin your inner grinds back. Tuck your tailbone forward slightly to a neutral position. Don't overdo that action. And then lift the lowest back rib in the back body to lengthen the back wall of the abdomen. Now hold all those actions and stay there for 5 breaths. Good. And relax. Let it go. Just loosen your knees a bit. Shake out your arms a bit to relax the joints. And stand in a more relaxed expression of mountain pose in Samasthiti. And as you physically relax here, bring your awareness to your breath and observe your breath as you breathe naturally for a few rounds. This helps to focus the mind as well as to connect with the breath. As this is a Vinyasa class, we'll be moving to the breath to establish that connection between mind, breath, and body. And begin to regulate your breath. Take a deeper inhalation. Expand, lift your chest. Exhale, relax. Continue, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open your eyes if your eyes are closed. Exhale, classical sun salutation. I'm going to be mirroring you. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, relax your hips and fold. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Look at the wall in front. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, and move to plank position. Inhale in plank. Exhale, knees down, chest down, hips lifted, elbows towards your torso. Exhale, drop your pelvis and navel. Lift your head and chest, elbows are bent. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands, left knee down, and hands above your head. Exhale, hands to the floor, and sink your hips. Inhale, step your left leg forward, look at the wall in front. Exhale, relax your hips and fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands in Samasthiti. Continuing, inhale, hands above your head. Activate your thighs to stabilize your legs. Exhale, relax your thighs and fold from the hip joint. Inhale, extend your spine and activate your thighs to open the back of your legs. Right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Relax and open the front of the right thigh. Inhale, hands above your head. Continue to open the front of the right thigh. Exhale, move towards plank position. Shoulders in line with your wrists. Take your heels back slightly. Activate your thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, knees down, chest down, hips lifted. Inhale, drop your pelvis and navel. Lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your hips back and up. Downward dog. Activate your thighs to straighten the legs. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Left knee down, hands above your head. Open the front of the left thigh. Exhale, hands to the floor. Continue to open, relax and open the front of the left thigh. Inhale, step your left leg forward. Look at the wall in front and activate your thighs to open your hamstrings. Exhale, relax your thighs and fold from the hip joints. Inhale, hands above your head. Activate your thighs to stabilize your legs. Exhale, release your hands in Samasthiti. One more. Inhale, hands above your head. Lengthen the sides of your waist with the action of your arms. Exhale, long spine as you fold from the hip joint. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Take your shoulders down your back. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Look at the wall in front. Inhale, hands above your head. And energize a little bit more with the right hand to open that side. Exhale, move to plank position. Shoulders in line with the wrists. Heels back, slightly activate your thighs and take your navel in. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Lift your buttock bones up high to bring the curve to the low back. Inhale, drop the pelvis and navel. Lift your head and chest, elbows are bent. Exhale, look at your hands as you go to downward dog. So the spine lengthens and then release your head. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands, left knee down, and take your hands above your head and energize with the left hand a little bit more. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Look at the wall in front, lift your sternum up. Inhale, step your left leg forward, lengthen the spine by looking at the wall in front. Exhale, fold with a long spine. Inhale, hands above your head. Come up, lengthen the sides of your waist. Exhale, release your hands in Samasthiti. Sun salutation A. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, and fold. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, step both your legs back to plank position. Drop your knees down and bending your elbows back towards the torso. Bring your chest halfway, not all the way like you did earlier. And inhale to upward dog with your knees on the floor. Exhale to downward dog. And this time you're going to stay in downward dog a little longer for a minimum of 5 longer breaths. Inhale, step your legs forward, look at the wall in front. Exhale and fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands. Samasthiti. If you notice, we are moving pretty slow. The slower you move, the more benefit for your body. It's actually a little more challenging for the mind as well. It helps to also calm the mind down when you move slowly, as opposed to moving quickly actually agitates the mind more. And yoga is not just a physical practice. The purpose is also to go towards a more peaceful state of mind. Inhale, hands above your head. Lengthen the sides of the waist. Exhale and fold from the hip joint. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, step your legs back and do one of the 2 variations that you did earlier to come down, or go into full chaturanga, bringing the entire body parallel to the floor. Inhale, lift your head and chest in upward dog with the knees off the floor, or modify. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. Lift your right leg up, straight right leg up behind you. Place the foot in between your hands. Come up. Place your hands on your hips with both your knees slightly bent. Square your hips and torso. And then straighten both legs. Keep the back leg straight. Don't bend the back knee. Inhale, exhale, bend the right knee, and bring your hips down. Inhale, come up, straighten both legs. Exhale, bend the right knee, bring the hips down. Continue. 3 more times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the front knee. 3, 4, 5. Now stay down with the right knee. Straighten the back leg and take your hands above your head. In Asta Chandrasana, you can look straight forward or you can look up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release your hands to the floor. Take your right leg back. Bring your body down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. Lift the straight left leg up. And exhale, place the foot in between your hands. Inhale, come up. In this variation, the back heel is lifted. It's not on the floor, yeah? Hands on your hips and straighten both legs. Keep the back leg straight. Inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee. Bring your hips down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the front leg. 2. Inhale, straighten, come up. Exhale, bend. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. Stay down with your hips. Take your hands above your head. Straighten the back leg. Maybe look up. Or maybe just look forward. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Release your hands down. Take your left leg back. Bring your body down. Lift your head and chest on the inhale. Exhale. Lift your hips back and up to downward dog. And stay here. And inhale, step or jump your legs forward. Look at the wall in front. Exhale, relax your hips and fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands. Samasthiti. Okay. So that we did classical sun salutation, and we did sun salutation A with some variations. Now we're going to do sun salutation B, which is a little more, you have to put a little more effort, and it works the energy body a little bit more. Okay? So bring your legs together, hands on your hips to begin with, and lift your sternum up. Keep your hands where they are. Take your elbows towards each other behind you to open the front body. Then bend your knees and take your hips down. You can use your hands to help you push the thighs down a little bit. And inhale, take your hands above your head with your knees bent. Exhale, fold, straighten your legs any amount. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, step or jump your legs back and bring your body down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your hips back and up. Pivot your left heel to the floor. Take your right leg forward. Inhale and come up to warrior 1. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right leg back. And bring your body down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Upward dog or modify. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. Pivot your right heel to the floor. Take your left leg forward. Inhale, come up to warrior 1 on the left side. I'm mirroring you. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left leg back and bring your body down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog. In sun salutation B, because the breath gets challenged, we use downward dog as a restore posture to relax, release, and recover. On your next inhalation, please step or jump your legs forward into the wall in front. Exhale, fold, and bend your knees. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, come to standing. Release your hands. One more. Inhale, bend your knees. Hands above your head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, step or jump your legs back and bring your body down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Modify if you need. Exhale, lift your hips back and up. Pivot your left heel to the floor. Take your right leg forward. Inhale to warrior one on the right side. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right leg back and bring your body down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your hips back and up. Pivot your right heel to the floor. Take your left leg forward. Inhale to warrior one on the left side. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left leg back. Bring your body down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your hips back and up. Downward dog. And try to relax and recover your breath. Inhale, step or jump your legs forward. Look at the wall in front. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Hands above your head. Exhale. Relax in Samasthiti, mountain pose. Just relax there. Just allowing the breath to restabilize. Sorry, I still have my allergy to the heater. That's why I cough a little bit. Just relax here. Okay, and we're going to do a few standing postures. Okay, so stand at the center of your mat. You can face the computer or your camera and step or jump your legs apart, hands apart. Once again, I'll be mirroring you. So I'll be doing it on the opposite side. So when you practice with me, it will seem like we're on the same side. Okay, and point your right foot out. Charge the left side of your body, like you're going to touch the wall with your left hand. Activate the left leg. Relax the right knee and bring your hips down. Take the right knee to the right a bit and activate the left leg. Lift your sternum up and take your left shoulder back. Look at your right middle finger. Stay here for 5 breaths, please. Good. Inhale, come up. Keep your hands up. Turn the direction of your feet, pointing the left foot out. Charge the right side of the body. Bend your left knee and bring your hips down. Take the left knee to the left bit. Activate the right leg. Lift your sternum up. Take the right shoulder back. Then turn your chin to look at your right middle finger. Stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring your legs together. Release. I'm going to just adjust the camera a little bit because I see that it's at a slight angle. Let me see if I can get a more even picture here. Yeah, it's better. Okay, good. That was Warrior 2. The next posture is a continuation or a progression of Warrior 2. So step your legs apart, hands apart, pigeon toe your feet in, point your right foot out, charge the left side, and go into Warrior 2 on the right side again. Stay there first. And then from here, keep the hips as they are, reach with your right hand for the wall in front, and release the right hand either on your forearm on the thigh like this, or bring your hand on a brick or to the floor. Okay, and lengthen the sternum, take your head and chest back, take the knee to the right and bring your hips towards the camera, straighten the back leg and lift the left hand up, widen the chest. Maybe you take the hand above the ear and bring the right sit bone towards the left sit bone. Stay here, please. Good. Inhale, come up. Change the direction of your feet. Charge the right side of your body. Bend the left knee. Relax your hips to go into Warrior 2. And then reach with the left hand and either put the hand on the thigh, release the right hand to your hip, or if you're more open, hand on the brick or on the floor. Take the chest back, head back, hips forward slightly. Activate the right leg, take the right shoulder back, take the hand up. You can stay here or turn the palm, take your hand above your ear, and look at your right thumb. Stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Bring your legs together. Release your hands. And just relax here in Samasthiti. Allowing the breath to relax. And more importantly, allowing the benefits of what you just did to be absorbed by the body and the mind. Just making some room for that. And then take your legs apart, hands apart. We're going into triangle. Always when you step your legs apart, make sure that your toes are pigeon-toed in. That's part of that action of stepping your legs apart, hands apart, toes in a little bit. Then point the right foot out. This time, right leg is straight. Relax your hips and lengthen with your right hand. If you watch the right hip moves back towards the left hip. So the hips have to be soft with this. Okay, and then release the hand to wherever it reaches comfortably. It can be your shin, it can be a brick if you're more open, or it can be the floor if you've been practicing for longer and you're more open. Head and chest back, bring the hips forward, straighten the left leg, Lengthen the sternum, the right sternum, and gaze at your left thumb. Stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale, come up. Exhale, change the direction of your feet. Relax the hip joint. The hips should be relaxed when you go into the posture. If you hold tightly, it's going to restrict how you go into the posture. Okay? Reach with your left hand, move the left hip back as you lean forward. In fact, stay halfway and look at the wall in front and take the left hip back. From there, you can release your hand wherever it comes comfortably, whether it's your shin, the foot, or the brick or the floor. Relax the hips, take your head and chest back, allow the hips to move forward towards the computer, keep the right knee bent a little bit, and then straighten the right leg. Take the hand, both hands in line with each other, lengthen the left sternum, and revolve to the right. Revolve your spine. You can look in the direction of your chest or gaze to look at your right thumb. Stay there for 5 breaths. Good, strong back leg to come up and step or jump your legs together. Release your hands in Samasthiti. Relax. In between, it's nice to make some space and room for the effects of what you just did to be integrated into the physical and mental layers of your being. It's like if you go for a hike, sometimes you've got to stop and allow for the beauty to be received into the being. If you keep moving, then you lose that opportunity to absorb and integrate what's going on. And it's a conscious practice of relaxing and making room for that to happen. It won't happen on its own. Okay, and then open your eyes. Please, we're going to go into eagle pose. Step your feet hip distance apart and take your toes in slightly, pigeon toe the feet in. Now I'm going to show you the modification first. The modification is to lift the right leg, and like I said, I'm mirroring you, and place the right ankle just above the left knee, and put your hands on your right leg like this. Bend the knee, bend the left knee, and lift your chest up and stay here. Okay, this is a modification. So some of you, maybe just that's enough because you get a lot of benefit from that. Those of you who do full eagle, you're going to lift the right leg up. I like to hold and place the right foot, wrap it behind the left calf muscle. Get stable first, and then take your hands out to the side and left elbow on top, and eagle arms, and stay here, please, for 5 breaths. To come up, take your hands out, lift your leg up, and release. Relax for a moment. Eagle pose stimulates the energy body quite strongly, so just allow the energy body to just settle down a bit before you go to the other side. And pigeon toe your feet in a bit. Those of you doing the modification, lift the left leg, put the ankle just above the right knee, bend the right knee, hands on the left leg, lift your chest up, lift your sternum and stay here. This is really good hip opener, balancing posture, lengthening the spine. So many benefits. Those of you taking the full posture, start with your feet pigeon-toed. Lift the left leg up, hook the foot behind the right calf muscle, get stable, center your hips, and then if you're steady and stable, hands in line with your shoulders, palm facing up, right elbow on top, and then stay here. To come out, taking hands out to the side, lift your leg up, and release. Relax here in Samasthiti. Just allowing for the effects of your actions to sink in, and keeping the mind quiet, not letting it disturb the process. Good. I have to keep looking at my list. That's why if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Next posture. We're going to do, let's see, we're going to do a forward fold. So step your legs apart, hands apart, palms facing down, and pigeon toe your feet in. Relax your shoulder blades down. Relax the hips. Make sure that the toes are in, heels are out. And those of you, let's see, we can all start with that. Turn your palms up, look up, and interlock your fingers behind your hips and straighten your elbows behind you. Lift your chest up, bring your elbows to your back, look up, and then relax the hip joint and bring your torso parallel to the floor. So keep looking forward. As you can see me, I'm looking at the wall in front. Relax the outer ankles. Now you can either hold your hands, continue to hold like that, or you can also place the hands on the floor and do it like this, okay? Now, some of you, if your legs are tight and your legs are not straight, it's better for you to put your hands on the floor, stay in the half position, lengthen the sternum forward, straight arms, straight spine, and try to straighten the legs without forcing them. Stay here because this will help to open your hamstrings, calf muscles, and the hips. If you're more open and you know that you can take your head to the floor, then interlock your fingers, stay there, lengthen the spine, fall from the hip joint, and first try to relax the hip joint and bring the head on the floor. If you have that, relax your legs, outer ankles, relax the shoulders, and with every exhalation, begin to take the pinky fingers towards the floor. Don't force it, just let it relax down with a little bit of help with your action. And don't try to force the hands to the floor. It's not important to bring the pinky fingers to the floor. It's more important to just find whatever is available comfortably. Come up, come on the way up. And bring your legs together. Release your hands in Samasthiti. Okay, and then let's see, we're going to turn and step to the top of your mat. And inhale, take your hands above your head. Exhale, relax your hips and fold. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, step or jump your legs back and bring your body down. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lift your hips back and out to downward dog. Stay here for 5 breaths. And come to plank position and come all the way down. Come all the way down. Release your hands. Turn your head to one side. And just move your torso from left to right to relax the lower abdomen and the abdomen. Soften it. Release the tops of your feet. Just relax here for a few breaths. And bring your chin to the floor. Bring your palms under your shoulders. Slightly, actually, in line with your chest. Elbows will be lifted behind you. Elbows towards the torso, shoulders up and back. Ground your pubic bone into the floor. I like to bring my legs together behind me. Ground the pubic bone around the navel. Inhale, lift your straight legs up behind you. Lift your head and chest and look at the wall in front in locust. Shalabhasana. Stay here for 5 breaths, please. And release. Turn your head to the other side. Release your hands back with your palms facing up. Relax here for a moment. And bring your chin to the floor. Keep your hands where they are. Straight legs together behind you. Ground your pubic bone and your navel. Inhale, lift the straight legs up. Lift your head and chest. Take your shoulders back and down. Stay here for 5 breaths. And release. Turn your head to the other side. Relax for a moment. Bring your chin to the floor again. Interlock your fingers above your hips. Together behind you. Round your pubic bone and navel. Straighten your arms. Lift your head and chest. Lift your legs up. Bring your elbows towards your back to lift the shoulders. Stay for 5 breaths. And release. Turn your head to the other side. Relax. Okay, bring your chin back to the floor. Place your hands on either side of your chest. Shoulders back, up and back. Now we're going to do a few variations of few attempts of Cobra in which your feet are on the floor, the tops of the feet. Your pubic bone is grounded, navel is grounded, navel does not lift. Elbows bend slightly. On the first attempt, lift your head and chest, navel on the floor, elbows are bent, and try to look at the ceiling. Stay for 5 breaths. Release. Turn your head and keep your hands there, same place. Relax. Bring your chin on the floor. Now take your hands about 5 to 10 inches in front, slightly forward, so it'll be more in the line of your chin. Your wrists will be more in the line of the chin. And once again, round the pubic bone and navel, lift your head and chest, and look at the ceiling. Your elbows will straighten a little bit more here, not completely, but almost. Shoulders back and down, elbows in towards each other. Stay for 5 breaths. Okay, and release. Turn your head to the other side. Keep your hands where they are. Relax for a moment. You can do one of the previous stages. The hands on either side of the chest, hands on either side of the chin, or if you're more open in the back bending direction, then take your hands another 5 to 10 inches in front. So the wrists will be more in line with your head, the top of the head. And pushing down, lift your chest up, look up, navel on the floor. This time your elbows may straighten. Pubic bone, navel on the floor. And release, please. Okay. And turn around, lie down on your back. We're opening the front body here by doing back bends. And these are not very intense back bends. They're quite, they're in an earlier part of the practice, not too advanced, but nevertheless very beneficial. Now we're going to work in bridge a few times. So first, for the first time, grip the sides of your mat with your hands and feet in line with your hips, heels slightly out. You're going to go in and out a few times. Exhale, lift your hips up. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, release. Exhale, this time lift up. Stay up with your hips, roll your shoulders under, bring your elbows in, and drop the hips slightly, about an inch. Tuck the tailbone. Fire the lower glutes and the hamstrings, and lift the hips by trying to lift the tailbone, the lowest part of the tailbone up. Take the navel into your spine. Stay there for 5 breaths. And release. Relax. Second attempt, lift your hips up. This time, interlock your fingers under your hips. Roll your shoulders under. Move one shoulder away from the ear, and then the other. And then bring your elbows down first. Lift your hips up, and keep your elbows down as you try to bring the pinky fingers to the floor. Push down with your elbows. Push down with your heels. Tuck the tailbone, take the navel in. Fire the lower glutes and the upper hamstrings in this posture. Good. Release, please. Relax. Now for the third attempt, you can either hold the sides of the mat like you did on the first attempt, or you can interlock your fingers under your hips like you did on the second attempt. Or if you're more open in this direction of back bending, it's a little more intense. There's more of an arch in the spine in this third arm variation, which is to hold the ankles, if that's available. If it's not available, just do one of the earlier stages. Try to stay comfortable in the practice. Don't build up more tension and strain in your yoga practice. Try to stay comfortable. A little bit over the edge is fine. but not so much that it creates agitation or too much strain. Challenge is okay, agitation is not. And lift your hips up, roll your shoulders under, press down on the elbows, and lift up the tailbone, fire the lower glutes and hamstrings, lift the lower part of the tailbone, the navel in, and stay here. And release. Relax for a moment and hug your knees in to your chest to release the low back and the spine from back bending movements that we just did. You can just hug the knees in, stay there, or you can roll from side to side. See what works for you. Good. And release your feet, please. Keep the knees bent. We're going to go into a reclining twist from here. So lift and move your hips only, nothing else, not the knees, not the feet, just the hips lift up. Move the hips to the right, I'm mirroring you, and drop your hips to the floor. Straighten the left leg along the floor. Bring the right knee to your chest. Use your left hand to bring it in, and then take the right knee to your left and place the knee and foot on the floor, twisting the hips. You can use your left hand to help you with that. Now reach with the right hand in line with your shoulder and flex both your feet. On the inhale, lift your left sternum up. Exhale, relax the muscles of the spine. Reach with the right hand and try to bring your elbow to the floor. One more time, inhale, lift the left sternum up. Exhale, reach with the right hand. Try to bring the shoulder to the floor. Continue like that for another 3 breaths. Go to your capacity. And holding your body with your actions, identify where you feel the tightness. You could be feeling it at the right hip, the outer line of the right leg. You could be feeling it on the left side of the low back or the right side of the low back. You could be feeling it in your shoulders or the muscles around the spine. Wherever you're feeling the tightness, suggest for it to relax, especially on your exhalations. Flex the feet, keep the feet flexed, and push down with the left elbow to take the right shoulder down. Good, and release. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, and lift and move onto your hips to your left. Straighten the right leg along the floor. Using your right hand, bring the left knee towards into your chest. And then using the right hand, take the left knee and foot to the right. Place them on the floor if that's available, or wherever it reaches comfortably. Flex both your feet first to square the hips, and then you're going to go into the twist. To go into the twist, lift the right sternum up on the inhale. Exhale, reach with the left hand, and try to bring the left elbow on the floor. Inhale, lift the right sternum up again. Exhale, reach with the left hand, and try to bring the left shoulder on the floor. Use the right elbow to push down on the floor and lift the right sternum up. Use the left hand to reach and twist the spine more. Do that for a couple more breaths. And stay there, please. Sorry, it's supposed to be off my phone, but I guess not. Stay there in the twist. And when you're done, come back center. And with your knees bent, just relax there for a moment. And we're going to go into happy baby pose. Happy baby pose, if you can, take your hands from inside your knee. You have to place the upper arm on just behind the, let's say the left upper arm. Place it behind the left knee on the back of the thigh and hold the foot from the outside like this. If you can do that, if you see that, right, like that. Then do the same thing on the other leg. Take the right upper arm at the back of the right thigh behind the knee and hold the foot from outside on the outer edge. Lift your chest up, drop your hips and the sacrum on the floor, and then using not just your hands, but your upper arms, push down at the back of the thighs to bring your knees closer to the floor. Flex your feet and also pull with your hands. So both actions, but don't let the sacrum and the hips lift off the floor. Try to point the tailbone down. So there's an opposing action. The hips are going down, but the knees are going down in the opposite direction. And that will open the hip joint and the hamstring. Stay here, please. And release. Okay. We're just going to do a small twist here before we lie down in Shavasana. Take your feet as wide as your mat and do a few windshield wipers, taking both knees to one side and then to the other to release the spine. Do it 3 to 5 times. Next time, your knees are to your right. Stop there, with both knees to the right, and place the right ankle on the left knee, and drop both your knees to the right. Reach with your left hand, and this will stretch the left side of the torso, and the hip, and the left outer side of the leg. Holding the body with your actions, suggest for the areas to relax. Press on your right elbow, and drop the left shoulder down to help you stretch those muscles. Good, and come back to center. Move your knees to your left, both knees to the left, and place the left ankle on the right knee and drop the knees closer to the floor. Push down with your left elbow and bring the right shoulder to the floor. Holding your body with your actions. Relax wherever you feel the tightness. It could be in the hip socket, the outer right hip, right side of the back. Wherever it is for you, suggest for it to relax. Good, and come back to center. Square your hips, tuck your tailbone, straighten your legs, tuck your shoulder blades under. The chest will lift up slightly, lengthen the back of the head. Relax, close your eyes, release your actions, and rest in Shavasana. Just observe your breath as you breathe naturally. And suggest for your throat to relax. The skin on your scalps to release your top, sides, and back of your head. Let go of any holding at your forehead, skin, eyebrow center, and the eyebrows. Rest your eyes. Relax the sides of your nose and your cheeks. Release your jaw, tongue, teeth apart slightly, lips touching lightly. Let go of your shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And rest your spine from the base of your skull all the way down to the sacrum. Relax your hips, ankles, and knees. Hips, knees, and ankles. And release the entire back body from the back of the heels, moving up the body to the back of the head. Release the entire back body on the floor. Connect with the sensation of being held, supported, and embraced by the earth, and ground your emotions in these qualities of safety and security that you enjoy. And stay with that. And then take a deeper inhalation and exhalation to come back to your breath body. And move your fingers and toes. Give yourself an overhead stretch with your arms. Bring your legs together and flex your feet to stretch the low back. Bend your knees. Roll over to your right side. I'll do it same side so I can see. Support your head with your upper arm, right arm, left hand in front of your chest on the floor. Breathe here normally for a few breaths. And then look at the floor, push down with your left hand and the right hand. Come up to a comfortable seated posture. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Join us again. I'll be doing this every Thursday at 7:30, but you can access it later too, of course. And soon we shall all be together in person. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Bye.